When you were running for office that first time, did people ever come to you and say, you know, you shouldn't do this, you can't win, you're a woman? Did that come up at all? Obviously, Tim Rouse was backing you on this thing.
Quite frankly, I can't remember anyone. I can remember people saying, why are you doing this? Now that's the question, was why are you doing this? Not, you shouldn't do it. And I always said, because we owe. My family came to this country and they loved Omaha, and I felt that that as a representative of my family, I owed, and not only that, I wanted to. I really, really wanted to.
You know,
and I felt that I was the most qualified.
You know, you served from 1981, was it, to
87.
To 87.
It was a 2-year term and then a 4-year term.
And Connie Finley was with you on the city council for some of those years.
For the 4 years, for 4 years.
Did you and she feel like you had things in common, or how did that all work?
Well, you know, there was one issue. I don't remember what the issue was, and she and I were really at opposite ends. And we sort of talked to each other through our teeth for a very little while. But we were very good friends. We were friends with, we came from the League of Women Voters. She and I both did. She was a member, and we were friends. So no, there was.
You know, the next question is, two of you women on the Omaha City Council, but as I mentioned early on, there have been very, very few. Why haven't we seen more women run for the office, get elected to the office?
Well, first of all, you have to remember, I was asked, and I was supported right from the beginning. And I think some women just feel that, first of all, it's something they might not want to do. It's nothing, I mean, nobody put the thought in their head that they should run for the city council. And another thing, even if they have the thought themselves, there's nobody there to tell them how to campaign. They don't know how to campaign. They don't, and they're worried about raising the money. And I will tell you this, Gary, I spent $32,000 my first campaign. Now they're spending over $100,000 to campaign for a district that's probably got 60,000 people in it. And it's, I find it a bit shocking. But raising money, and the fact that it just doesn't occur to them. And we now have a wonderful woman on the city council currently. And I don't know, I didn't talk to her. But many councilmen who ran for council came to me and asked me, how do you run? What do you think? What should I do? And after I would talk to them, I would give them as much insight as I possibly could. I would tell them, go get the budgets, go do everything. But and I would do that. But women never came to me. Two women came to me who one who ran for Congress and from Virginia, my daughter-in-law, and one who ran for state legislature, Abby Cornett, and others have come.
Let's talk for a minute about Betty Abbott. I mentioned in the beginning that she was the first. She was elected in 1965. She was, in fact, Omaha's first female city council member. And you knew her, and you talked to her and so forth. What was she like, and how did she come to politics?
I don't know how she came to politics, I'll be very honest with you. But she was a wonderful council member. She did her homework. She was respected. She was popular. She played the piano, and she would entertain. She was charming. She was, I didn't spend a lot of time with her. She was not a personal friend, but I knew her and we would meet occasionally. And when I decided to run for the city council, I did meet with her, and she did give me good insight. So I owe her a lot. But Tim Rouse was really my mentor.
Betty Abbott ran for mayor, tried to become mayor in the 1970s.
And she
ran
should have
in
been elected.
1977 and was defeated. What happened there? Do you know?
Yes, I do know. What happened was, I don't remember who she was running against, I'll be very honest with you, but there was a group that just could not see a woman on the city council. The town was not ready for a woman on the city council. So Al Vase, who had been a member of the city council years before, they went to him and asked him to run for mayor. And they supported him and raised money for him. And he was elected as a write-in. So that's what happened. I think the community was just was not ready. I think a woman could be mayor now easily. In fact, I was supposed to be mayor. And I did not get the support I needed because that was when Bernie Simon, when Mike Boyle was recalled, the mayor had to be appointed elected from the city council. And he wanted to be president. He wanted to be mayor, and I wanted to be mayor. Bernie was a wonderful man, and I respected. We got along fabulously. But I wanted to be mayor, and he wanted to be mayor. But he got 4 votes, and I only got 3. Well, then, when he died, there was still another opportunity to be mayor. And I had 3 votes, and Walt Callinger had 3 votes. Well, Walt and I both decided that whoever could get the 4th vote, we'd support. And so that's exactly what happened. But Dick Takechie was a holdout. Now, his...
for people who may not know, these are all members of the city council.
These are all members of the city council.
That are deciding who's going to be mayor.
Mayor, that's exactly right. And thank you for bringing that up. And what happened was that Dick Takechie was a holdout. And he would not support, he wanted to be mayor. He wanted to be mayor. He had no votes, but he wanted to be mayor. And his own people, his chief finance officer, a citizen who raised money for him, his former campaign manager, and very leading members of this community came to him and said, vote for Sylvia Wagner. And he said, no, if she's not going to support me, this is true. If she's not going to support me, I'm not going to support her. And indeed, he gave his vote to Walt Callinger. And so Walt was mayor for a couple of years. Let me tell you.
Did you at that point try or think about running for mayor, being voted in by the people?
But my people said, no, I wanted to sit out because I wanted to sit out when when I was through with my 2nd term. The next election wouldn't be for 2 years. So I said, okay, I'll go off the council. Give me time to prepare for mayor. No, you can't run unless you're a sitting council member. Well, so I stayed on the council, and I ran for council. And I was defeated. At that time, I had a very bad leg. I had hip replacement. I was going to have a hip replacement. I could not campaign the way I should have. Everything was going fine. I had no problem with money. I had no problem with anything, except when you campaign, you've got to get out, and you've got to move, and you've got to walk. And I couldn't do it.
If you could have been able to do that, could you have been elected at
Yes.
that point? So it wasn't that a woman could not be elected citywide to be